So I'd like to lead you through a mindfulness of breathing meditation. This is a very classic Buddhist meditation. Though it doesn't have to be in any way religious, it can be completely secular, of course. There's different ways to do this. Often the tip of the nose, for example, is used. I've done that myself for years, though I've found for embodiment teachers, the belly is actually better. If you focus on a very specific point, there can be almost a dissociative sense from the body. So focusing on the belly and actually the breath in the whole body. So we have a focus point and just below the belly button, kind of inside oneself. So not at the front, but actually inside oneself. And there could almost be an imagination in feeling into that area and picturing that area. But really we're focusing on feeling. The idea here is not to change the breath, so it's not like a deliberate belly breathing, like a yogic exercise, but simply bringing the attention, the awareness back to the sensations of breathing, focusing on this point, but allowing at least a peripheral awareness to the whole body. The point here, if you're on the Embodied Facilitator course, is to develop whole body awareness. The breath particularly is useful. It's involved in so many techniques. It's also a very sensitive indicator, so I might notice my mood more easily through becoming more aware of the breath, when I'm in a fight-flight response, etc., etc. It's a super sensitive indicator. It's key to almost any embodied practice. So along with the body scan meditation, it's one of the main two meditations we recommend for students of embodiment. It's also just building that basic skill of concentration. Many people will find it calming, though not necessarily. There are people that might find it anxiety provoking and might want to go to one of the other meditations. Key thing here is just to keep coming back. So this is going to be a guided meditation. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes and keep guiding you. As you practice more with this, you may choose to, just not play the video and then do it in your own time, maybe your own way. A few little hints here on posture. So this chair is reasonably good size for me, actually, in that my knees aren't up here. That wouldn't be great if that was the case. My feet are flat on the floor, my hips are a little higher than my knee. And I can enable this chair to sit right back into it. I could also sit at the front with a towel. What I don't want to be is kind of slumped this way. If the pelvis is rolling, now my belly button's facing up, the lungs are a bit collapsed, the spine's not there, I'm likely to get sleepy, and it's not so expansive as if I have this pelvis in this position. I can actually be here quite comfortably for a while. We say 10 minutes is the minimum. Recommend doing more if you can, though just for brevity I'll keep this video with a lead meditation for 10 minutes. Remember, the technique here is simply to keep coming back to the sensations of breathing. You do not have to have an empty mind, don't worry. It's very likely you will get mental talk, mental images, or you'll, hear cars or hear other sounds that are out and around. Notice those. Go, thought. You can use a noting system if you want. Thought or sound or whatever it is that's distracted me, and then come back to the breath. Can be helpful for some people to use a noting system with the breath to help aid concentration. If you find yourself drifting off a lot, I recommend that. And it could be in, out, or 1, 2, or just 1 for every time you breathe in or out. It doesn't really matter. These are all just noting systems. Some people even just go body, and keep saying body when they are in contact with the physical sensations. As I said, the counting or the noting body sensations is just a way of staying concentrated. So you're doing this drifting less. It will happen, however. Very rare do I get a meditation of even a few minutes where it doesn't happen. So it happens less the more you meditate, but don't beat yourself up if it happens. Instead, congratulate yourself for when you come back to the sensations of breath, and then just stay with that. As I said, we're not developing a particular kind of breathing or doing some special exercise. And actually the practice of leaving your breath alone is itself, I'd say, quite a strong practice. Okay, so I'll set a little alarm here. Let's start by finding your posture, establishing feeling in the whole body. Feet flat on the floor. You may need to have pillows or blocks to help with this. And of course, you can sit in a more traditional cross-legged position on the floor. Lots of resources on that online. So first, notice your breathing wherever you notice it. You might notice air going in and out of the nose, the chest, or the belly. And if you're able, bring your attention to the lower belly, deep inside your body, just below the belly button. Setting an intention to stay with the technique for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you choose. Keep tuning into actual sensations. How do you know you're breathing? Following your breath right to the end of the out breath, you may notice a slight pause. If your mind drifts, bring it gently, but with some firmness back to the sensations of breath in the lower abdomen and the whole body. If you find you're having difficulty concentrating today, that can happen. You may want to use a noting technique like counting to 10 or noting in and out. You could even do that out loud. If you're really struggling, out loud is good. As the meditation continues, you may use your posture to fine-tune your concentration. Maybe you need to be a little more upright. If you're sleepy, that can help, as can opening your eyes. I often have them half open. Maybe you're a little stressed, a little anxious, and you might want to relax your posture a little bit. Maybe close your eyes fully. The position of the hands, the exact position of the body, particularly the spine, is how we use a subtle level of embodiment to positively impact our meditation. We're continuously working subtly with the body in meditation. The position of the head and the chin. Maybe you notice layers of tension dropping off, the shoulders letting go a little bit, or the feet spreading. Every now and again you may notice a sort of kind of a letting go breath. And returning to the point of focus in the belly. As we come towards the end of the meditation, notice your state. Maybe there's been some positive impact, and also maybe not, remembering it's the process that's important here, the training of the attention, the bringing back of the awareness to the body. Not necessarily an immediate outcome, though there's usually a positive one. Having some intention to take the practice into the day. Breath is something we can notice throughout the day. And thanking yourself for the practice with some kind of gesture.